Welcome, welcome to the channel. Um, hmm, Rev's supposed to be here. Hold on, let me um go check because I don't see her in the background. Be right back, folks. Let me get my phone. I, Hand me my phone. Okay, I'm back. I just messaged her. Welcome to our channel. Things are a little crazy right now because I'm not actually moving until. Let me go to chat. Okay, nobody's here that I can see. Okay. I am moved in the process of moving, not to December, but I got to ship everything to where I am moving. Um, if she's not here within a few minutes, I'm just gonna end it. The hmm. Let me call her. Hey, I'm on. I don't see you. Okay, because I don't see you at all. Ah, yeah, gotcha. Okay. Hold on. Let me introduce you here. Nobody. The good thing is nobody's here yet. Okay. Yeah, I said there. Okay, I'll see you in there. Are we even live? Let's see. My channel, your channel, videos. Okay, we're live. It says one person watching. So whoever you are, welcome. Um, there was some confusion because of the time change. And first, let me add Rev. Um, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, I see myself.
Yeah. Oh, you know what it is?
What? There we are.
I don't know how. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how. Don't even ask. God, this time change has messed up everything.
Yeah, it has.
I set it for 3 o'clock, and I wasn't considering the other thing. I just, oh, let me set it for 3 o'clock. That way, she'll get a little bit more rest. because I know it'll be 7:30 your time, and I'll set it to 3 o'clock, and I sent you the link, and I was thinking an hour and a half from now, but I didn't realize on our the oh in the group
Yeah.
that it automatic. I thought it would stay the same. It'd be 1 o'clock my time, and then you come after. I didn't know they up the time change.
Yep. So there's one watching now. I don't know who it is. Usually Audie will come on and she'll show all our links and everything like that.
Yeah. Well, whoever's here, they're not talking.
Yeah, they're not.
I apologize. I'm not set up this morning because I found my um, webcam that can go on a tripod.
Uh-huh.
In fact, it's up there, but I know I'm not recording from it. Oh, I know why. I'm recording off my regular camera.
Oh,
I
okay.
have to change the thing. I'll have to go in there and fix that somehow. Yeah. Well, yeah, I am moving after December. I am
Yeah.
busy packing everything that I've taken with me to I will be mailing those off because I will be going with my cousin's taking me because they're going up so far anyways, and she'll just drive me the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be her family. There's not gonna be room for all my stuff. So I actually went in my stash. I threw away all my double sided. I no longer have double sided. And it turns out a good thing because being a storage, they had gotten rivers anyways.
Mhm.
And I got rid of all my small ones.
Mhm.
I got rid of the ones I knew I'll never do. I threw quite a bit of them away, but I still have quite a bit that I'm taking with me.
Yeah.
And then, my medical supplies, uh, like when I move, I don't want to ship my computer or my tripod because those things I'll need until I move. In my camera, my regular camera that I film with.
Right.
So they'll be shipped in the last week, except for my computer. That I will put in a bag and carry it with me. Um, and my dog, I'm debating. I want to take her, you know, but
Yeah.
she, I got her when I was homeless at 6 weeks old. So she's been
Oh.
with me. Oh, we got two people uh, from day one, 24/7.
Mhm.
She's not accustomed to ever being alone. And like when we first moved here, there was a there's a restaurant Sizzler within walking distance. We left her in the room to go eating. When we got back, she tore the room up. She tore up the blinds. She can't deal if we don't go out to eat together. On the rare occasions we had to have a babysitter. Then she's used to getting up in the morning. She goes potty, and then she goes what I call visiting. She goes into the main house. She'll do this several times a day and walk the hallways till she finds somebody with the door open, and she goes in there to visit them. She'll visit with them a while. She'll leave that room. She'll look for the next room.
Mhm.
And at my mom's house, it means that if I got to take her to the doctors, I can't take Bridget with me. It it means being in the house basically alone till we get back. I'm not sure how she'll deal with that.
Yeah.
But I says, well, maybe she'll get used to it. I can't comprehend just leaving her with Bob,
Right.
even though we made it because we are splitting up an agreement that after my mother passed, I was coming to California. I could come over, pick her up, take her out for the day, bring her back.
Mhm.
Still, but I forgot to after Christmas to make up my mind. And then it's a 1,000-mile trip in a car for her.
Yeah.
She's been in a car. Hi, Audie.
Yeah,
She
I just told her that we were on.
um, she's been on a bus, but not for 8 hours or so.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if we're going to be if they're taking tourists just driving straight through, or if we're going to be stopping at hotels. Because we're talking about 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
I can't if even if I left her here, I can't take a Greyhound. Hey, Audie, because it may take 2 days.
Hi, Nicole.
But I do go through attacks with just coughing jigs, and I can just see them in that bus that think I have COVID.
Mhm.
I can clear a room. Hi, Nicole. So I don't know. And Bob says, well, I says, it's going to cost me a few $100s to go to the press office and mail all these packages. And he
Yeah.
goes, I'll help with what I can.
So he now understands you actually are leaving.
Oh, yeah, I can't stay with him no more. I just can't. I'm not a person. I'm not domesticated. Okay?
Right.
I don't like cooking some man's meal. I don't like doing his laundry. And I sure ain't going to have him control me.
Right.
And it's been a constant battle. He gets mad because I'll stand up to him and I won't do it. And he won't just say, oh, do it. He puts it out as, well, I suggest. And then when I don't do his suggestion, he gets mad. Well, you're going to do it your way. And uh, he threatens our housing on me. Well, you could always leave, this. And we were sitting out here one day, and he said to me, well, the only reason you're here, if my feet were better, you wouldn't be here. I looked at him and says, really? That could be arranged. Then I called it, my mother's been bugging me now for months, only because she needs somebody to live there, clean the house, run errands, go grocery shopping. Because the 5 years I was homeless, she never ever offered me her house. She basically just didn't give a crap. Now all of a
Yeah.
sudden she wants me there. Um, I am taking a $200 cut in my money by going up there.
Yeah.
If it had been any lower, I wouldn't do it. But that it would be temporary because as soon as I came back to California, it would be go back up to normal. But it's still going to be a lot of hassle because I'm going to have to call Social Security, change over everything there, go to DMV, change my ID card, and I don't know if they else if California carries me tag for a certain length of point to give me time to get my ID, and I'm gonna have to do a driver's license in order to drive my mother because I'll be driving illegally. Well, I shouldn't say that on here. So and then I got to find out, is there Medi-Cal there or is it Medicare? And okay, what am I going to have for the second? They can't deny it to me because it's court ordered. I got a court order by a judge.
Mhm.
Is community, is that are they there too? Which I'm praying for. I love community. They've never told my doctors no. In fact, I had to have surgery on my bladder. It didn't work. So he put in another request to basically have the same thing done, but with a different device. I thought for sure they would say no, but they said yes. They haven't told any of my doctors no, but it also means when I get there, I'm gonna have to go to a regular doctor, say, hey, this is what I have. I need to be referred to a lung doctor. So, which means I will be relying on my machine with the medicine
Mhm.
till I get to a lung doctor.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be a mess.
Mm.
Where if I just moved to San Diego, is a simple change of address. But my mother cannot live alone, and it's like it's really weird. Okay, because I was a CNA. In fact, I was doing that kind of work before there was such a CNA. When California, way back in the 70s, passed that law, I was one of the first group to get certified by the state of California. That's why my number had like 10 zeros, 376. I was number 376 that got certified. Um, and it's like if somebody's sick, they find me. I mean, they literally find me. What is it? I don't know. I don't look for them. They find me. Even when I was homeless, if there was any other homeless person dying, they managed to find me.
Mm.
I didn't have to deal with them whether I wanted to or not. There was an old man that he lived in he was retired, schizophrenic,
Mhm.
extremely mentally ill, he paranoia. The only one he trusted in the world was me. I kept telling him, I'm not going to take care of you. I'm not going to take care of you. He gave my number to, I had social services calling me. I says, hey, I don't take care of him. Well, it's got to be reported for neglect. I says, what neglect? I'm not take care of him. Do you get that through your head? Well, there's self neglect. And I told him, I said, you're going to have to go through a nursing home. Well, sure enough, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, he gets hold of me, says, I got to go to the hospital. I take him to the hospital. All right. I said, okay, I'll meet you there. And the doctor he went to a different hospital. He goes, I want to send him to scripts. I says, no, you're not sending him to scripts. You're just trying to shuck the responsibility here. And that's not happening. He is here. He needs to go into a nursing home. I realize it's, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't care if you admit him in the hospital tomorrow morning, but you're not shucking him off to scripts. They leave the room, and he puts his little hands like this and says, I'm not going. I can't walk. He could, but he was determined to do that. Well, they found him a nursing home. He gets in there. I think, thank God he's off my hands. But they call me and they tell him, oh, he's going to the hospital. He goes back to the hospital. He ends up going back to the nursing home. They're calling me. And I says, why are you calling me? Well, we need your signature so we can give him their pain medication because it's narcotics. I said, okay, I'll be there in the morning. I go there in the morning. I sign the thing saying he could be admitted. I go upstairs to sign the papers for them to give him medication. They go, are you Linda? I says, yeah, I'm Linda. Well, we're having to take him to the hospital. And as that they're bringing him by, and I looked at him and I turned to them. I says, he ain't coming back. They says, probably not. So I go to the hospital, emergency room, and I'm trying to talk to the doctors. So they're not wanting to tell me anything. I said, look, he's already given permission for the doctors to tell me everything. So they did, and they had him on life support. I says, can't you turn him off? He says, because you didn't sign the papers giving you legal say, we can't.
Mhm.
We have to have 3 different doctors determine that nothing can be done for this man before we can turn him off. I said, fine. So they did. And when they turned him off, he didn't even try to breathe. I wish when that elderly gentleman wanted to sign papers giving me legal guardianship over him,
Yeah.
I wish I had done it. I end up regretting it because the nursing home called me and they says, well, we know you weren't after his money because you came to us to try to get somebody conservatorship over him because you basically didn't want anything to do with this. Come get his money before the state does. I said, okay. I go there. They give me, what was it, $3,000.
Mhm.
I called him. Now you explain this to me. Now I get it. They need to try to find family. I get that. But he didn't have any family. I says, fine. When you can't find family, why can't you turn the body over to me? I got the money. I can have him cremated. I got a place that's waiting. It's telling me I have to get legal custody of the body. I got it all arranged. All you got to do is turn the body over to me. Well, we can't do that. Even if you don't find family, that is correct. So you mean to tell me Mom, Joe Papa with the white picket fence is going to be paying to have him cremated? Well, basically, I says that's a stupid law. I think if somebody dies and nobody's going to claim the body, that a friend could go and claim the body and be responsible for it.
Mhm.
Because I had it all arranged. He would have went there. They would have cremated him. He would have went because he was uh, his in the service
Mhm.
for a very short time. They basically kicked him out, not for wrongdoing, but because he was mentally unstable. So
Mhm.
a medical discharge, not one where it was a disgrace one, right?
Right. It's a medical. It's called an honorable discharge medical.
So he could have went to their here in San Diego. In fact, they opened up a new one, and I wish I had my late husband put there because it would be easier to get to. If I go to his where his ashes are, it's taking 3 buses, then a small bus. It takes me 4 hours to get to a place that's in San Diego. Where had I had it the other place, it would have been maybe two. It would have took me 2 hours instead of 4. It would have been easier to get to, but they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't even notify me what they did with his body. And I was shocked to find out how easy. Girl, I could turn off your um, credit card. I didn't realize it's so easy. When I called these credit cards, I thought they were going to ask me, well, we need proof of death. Some kind of, no. Of course, he didn't know anything on him. All they asked for was my name, and they turned him off. The only one that said anything to me was his bank. When I walked into his bank, and I know he had money in there because he just got a check. And I told him, I says, I need to close out his account. He's dead. Well, we can't do that. What we could do is put a freeze on it so nobody could get at the money. I says, that's fine. He says, however, if you can get some affidavit for people saying you were taking care of him and bring it to us, we can legally turn the money over to you. I said, I don't want his money. I just want his final things taken care of. You freeze and the state comes to get it, I don't care. So I
Mhm.
guess so I called the state up. I said, look, this is his account number. There's a freeze on it right now. Because I went in there, put a freeze, but I know he's got money. He's got money in there. So the state went in and I imagine and got the money.
Mhm.
I didn't care. But so here I am with $3,000. I kept it. That was supposed to go to bury him. And I says, because when I sold his bus for him, I got $800. I went up to the nursing home to give him the $800. He says, no, you keep it. So I says, well, okay. So when he died, and I got that $2,000 or $3,000 from the nursing home,
You kept it.
I kept it. But what's I supposed to do with it? That was, but I took it thinking, well, I'll use this. It's his money. I'll use it to have him cremated.
Yeah.
Because to cremate my husband using American cremation here in San Diego, bless them, bless them, bless them. It was $700.
Yep.
And when he was in the hospital dying, his daughter says, well, to me, you know what? I see you're having to fight them. And I respect that. I didn't know he had got married. I says, well, yeah, you and your dad were on the outs. And she says, yeah. She says, but you shouldn't have to deal with doing his remains at the same time and he's not yet dead. I will take care of it. Bless her heart. She paid them. American cremation, it's primarily for like vets and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
as well as other people. If they have a vet program type thing. And if you pay them extra, they set up everything. You just got to
Mm-hmm.
show up. All I had to do was find somebody to speak, and I had my cousin speak. What pissed me off that people who had known him for 30 years didn't come. His friends didn't come. Some other homeless people, they came. I was there. My friend came with me, and my family were there. He had a funeral with strangers, literally strangers. None of his friends showed up. And there was no excuse for it because I says, look, if it's a matter of gas money, let me know. I'll give you the gas money to get up there. His daughter didn't come, but he knew she wouldn't come. I understood why she wouldn't come. Because
Mm-hmm.
apparently, when he was married to her mom, right, she had asthma really, really bad. Why she didn't wake up then, nobody knows. But she apparently went into the bathroom, had a major attack, couldn't get out her medicine, and she died on the toilet. Her daughter got up that morning, went in to go to the bathroom, and found her mother dead. Woke up her dad, said, Mama's not breathing. He went in there, tried CPR, called the ambulance. They stuck her on life support machine, and they were trying to run. They thought she had some brain activity. He suspected she didn't. He says, put her on a different machine. Something's wrong with that machine. So they did. But the new machine showed that there was absolutely no brain waves in the woman. So they turned her
Mm-hmm.
off. He said she didn't even try to breathe. She was only 6, 7 years old. And it was traumatic. I remember things from my childhood at 7. She doesn't. She has no memory of her mom at all prior to finding her on the toilet. It's totally blocked. Uh, so I knew mentally she couldn't have dealt with it. The night I knew he was going to pass that night, and I called her, she wouldn't even, because at first she would come up. She'd bring him Slurpees. But the night he was out of it, and through experience as a CNA, I knew he wasn't going to last the night. And I called her to tell her she wouldn't come. She didn't want to be there when he took his last breath. He held on till 7:30 in the morning. I told the nurses, I says, look, I need to go take a shower. I need to change clothes. I will be back. I got to take a bus. It's going to be a while. I no sooner left. I was on the trolley. It was 30 minutes after I left that I
That
got a
he
call
died.
that he passed. The little sucker waited because sometimes patients will do that. They go either way. They'll hang on to a certain loved one comes, or they don't want to die in front of a loved one, and they'll fight and they'll hang on until that person leaves, and then they go.
Yep.
Sometimes they just need permission. Um, I told Danita, I took care of her mother-in-law on the weekends, and I knew she was going to make it. I says, she's fighting it. I says, what you may need to do is tell her she's got permission to go. I missed one day is seeing my husband because I told him if she's dying, I need to go say my goodbyes. So I went there and I took one look at her, and I'm surprised she lasted till morning. But I told her, I says, you can go. Your family will be sad. They will cry, but they'll be okay. It's okay to go. And I said my goodbyes. And then the next day I went to see my husband. They end up dying within 24 hours of she
Each
died.
other.
Yeah, she died. And then 24 hours later, my husband died. When that happened, it was just too much for me. It came time to renew my CNA license. I tore it up. It wouldn't have cost me anything. I just tore it up. I says, I'm done. I can't do it. My mother says, why'd you do that? I says, Mom, when I was working and I had a patient dying, I could go in there. I'd take care of them, and I could be there when they took their last breath, and I would actually try to. I would go in their rooms more frequently than other patients because I didn't want anybody to die alone. Worst
Mm-hmm.
thing can happen is dying alone. So they basically want to be there so they're not dying alone. And then I would wash their butt. I don't know how many times the morgue would come get a patient of mine that had passed and would remark how good they looked.
Mm-hmm.
I would brush their hair, oral care, bathe them, everything. Then I could leave the room, go take my lunch break and eat, no problem. But I can't do that no more. I could not go into a patient's room, be there when they take their last breath, do their bodies like I like to do them, and then go. I can't do it. Emotionally, I'm drained. I can't do it. I'm burned out.
Yeah.
Totally burned out. She said you should have done that. I says, no, Mom, I'll never work another nursing home again. I'm done. I just can't do it. And I haven't since.
159.
Now I got to go move in with my mother. But see, she's not dying. She has that real bad arthritis.
Mm-hmm. You mean rheumatoid?
Yes, that one. And it will cripple you.
Yeah, it will.
It's hard for her to go mop her floors. I says, Mom, the thing is, if you can't get in and out of bed with just a little assistance, I'm no help to you. If I have to pick up your full weight, we'll both be on the ground. So I really don't know what I'm walking into.
What surprises me is your brother's not helping or wanting to help her.
Well, why? This is the thing. She gets a life insurance policy. Brian, my one brother, and we're not on it. Just Tim. And I know for a fact, regardless of what she says, one thing she's done that reverse mortgage. So she owes $162,000 on it. So if she dies, and when the house is sold, if there's extra, it will go to Tim. And I feel like, since you're getting everything that Mom has, why don't you freaking move in with her?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're going to have me go check your inheritance. Because I walk out with nothing, and in the end, I might end up being homeless again for a while. So, Tim, why don't you go?
And his answer?
Oh, I can't. I got a job. So get a job there. And I says, well, could you at least, you're in Nevada. Can't you drive down here to California with your truck? I will pay for everything. Don't worry, it won't cost you a freaking dime. And drive me up there. Oh, I can't do that. Seriously? He can't do that. Nah, he's up there waiting for her to die to get that life insurance policy. What he don't know when that house is, when she passes, that house can't be sold immediately with me in there. They'll have to give me legal time to get out. It's just like when I was taking care of Martin, my step
Mhm.
grandfather, and he passed. All his, he was a very, very wealthy man. Um, he had bought my grandmother's house. I told the lawyer, I says, hey, I need 2 to 3 months to move out. He says, no problem. He says, I got to remodel the house. I got to do this anyways. I can give you 3 months. But I got him in trouble because, see, all his money was put in to, it's called the Kinlan Educational Foundation. It is
Mhm.
for, to help poor kids, for poor families, scholarships to go to college. And the scholarship they do not have to pay back. He himself admitted the interest on the money himself would cover all the things. You know what that lawyer did? Gave some old woman a loan of a large amount of money. Now she was 90. I told him when I busted him, because when I seen it didn't have any money on there, and I seen he'd been in trouble for this once before, lost his license. He's on. He's got it back, but he's basically being watched. He says, "Well, I did try to fight." I says, "And one thing, where were you taking money and investing it in stocks? Why did you give a loan? Who's a when that old lady dies, what's guaranteed that that money is not going to be paid back to the foundation?" Oh, wait, well, because I have conservatorship of her. I says, really? So you took out a loan for supposedly for her? No, what he did is he put it in her name and he pocketed it.
Mhm.
He was in a total panic. I made him give me the whole list down to the penny, bank records to to say what happened to this money. I ended up letting it go. I shouldn't have. I should have really went after his license because if I did, because he didn't want to give me the original, he just gave me the recent ones and stuff. He didn't want to give me any kind of bank record that basically showed him doing those loans coming out of there. But I had emails from him admitting to it. But then I was
Wow.
jumped on by the family. I regret doing that. I should have went after him. And he did this to Martin when he got divorced and he needed a place. Martin moved him into one of his mini houses, let him live there for rent free. I says, you're basically stealing from Martin. And how can you act like you don't remember him? He only let you live in his house. You don't remember saying that to me? I want the original records of everything that was sold, how much it brought, how much it was put in the account, all of it, every last thing of it. And I think because he's supposed to have a lawyer over here to catch him, because we busted him. He gave a loan to a relative of his, which is against the rules, and he was made to pay it back. One, he didn't qualify. One, he's since he's a lawyer, like Mike, I couldn't get a loan. If I wanted to go to school and get a scholarship from it, I wouldn't qualify.
Right.
And he had to pay it all back. This boyfriend of mine, I don't think he really believes I'll leave, even though he's seen me packing, getting stuff mailed. I think he thinks at the last minute I'll ask him to stay, if I can stay or whatever. It's not going to happen. I left my first husband with $20 in my pocket. I left my kid's dad with 2 kids, one of them being handicapped, basically with no money. That's never stopped me. That won't make me stay with somebody. It just won't. So yeah, there'll be some good things about it. As far as my channel, I won't have to go outside like this to go live.
That'll be good.
Um,
Is it a quiet neighborhood over there?
oh, honey, it's gated community.
So it's quiet.
Yeah, there's no drugs, no alcohol, all that kind of crap that I see here.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Danita drives me up there, we have to go through a checkpoint, say who we come to see, and they will call up my mother. Yes, I'm expecting them. They're let through. They only had one murder, and the only reason they did is somebody had owned a house, started talking to somebody in prison, and they got out, and she moved him in.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up killing her. But it's like zero crime. They have their own ambulance. They actually have 3 or 4 churches. The nearest is so far out of the boondocks. I'm a city girl. It's not like San Diego where I don't need a car. I can grab a bus. I want to go to the zoo. I can grab a bus, get on the trolley, go down, catch a bus, go to the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to go to the movies, same thing. Where my mother lives, gotta have a car. She lives in Hot Springs, but kind of outside of the town itself.
Yeah.
The people that live there, they're all at different ages. It's not just for elderly.
Mm-hmm.
Are usually upper middle class people with money. My mother got to live there because Martin he bought her so many houses. She didn't like it there. She came to excuse. He bought her 3 or 4 different houses. But when he passed, she still stayed in the house in Antioch. No one did. Moving to Arkansas, she wouldn't be around any of her kids or any family. Sold her house, bought that house. Well, her house got like 600,000. The house she bought was less than 300,000. Houses that were cheaper, but she bought it in a place where they're really upper class. But like I told the main manager, I said, I'm basically going back to people I grew up with. I grew up in a higher middle class neighborhood. I had minis, for Christ's sakes. Which is weird because I am afraid of dentists. And I was about 7 years old, had to go to the dentist. They put me out, put me to sleep to work on my teeth. Okay?
Yeah.
Coming out of it, I kicked my mother out of the room. I didn't want her. I wanted my nanny. I thought all kids had nannies.
Yeah.
I found out they didn't because they would come home from work. Mama cooked dinner. We'd eat. Mama do the dishes. Her dad would go in their bedroom, and that's the last we saw of them. If we needed them, we could knock on the door. And we would be watching TV by ourselves. I thought all kids did this. I went to spend the night. Her name was Tammy. And we had eaten over there. The uncle and the living room with the family, the parents there. And we were on the floor going like this, watching TV. And I turned to her and said, when's your mom and dad going back in the room?
Hi, Diamond Queen. By the way, I want to show you something. Guess what? Done.
What?
This little square right here.
I know. I've been so busy this past week, I haven't been able to touch it.
So I'm turning it, and I'm going to the next one.
Oh, good. You're not in much further than I think that I am.
Well, actually, I'm very happy to say that I got as far as I usually. I got pretty far for me, because you know how I am. I'm slow.
So I'm not behind.
What?
I'm not behind.
Yeah, well, I'm extremely slow.
He's gonna be further, and I'm so far behind.
Well, anyways, I'm now starting on this section right here. So I'm thinking of breaking it up in half. So right now I'm figuring out where half is. But hey, I got that whole section on the very bottom done.
Yay!
That's a good thing for me because you can ask Audie. Audie knows me.
Hi, Karen. How you doing?
Hi, Karen. So yeah, this one is done. This little part on the bottom is done. So I'm very, very happy. Right now I'm cleaning out the
I got a
it.
curious question for you.
Sure.
Have you ever rode horses?
Yes, I have.
So me too. I used to own them, but I had one take off on me one time when I was about 8.
Mm-hmm.
They lived near highway or a real busy road, and they had saddled up the horse for us to ride. I got on it, and I guess it was pressure change trained, and I didn't know it. And I went to reach down to get the reins. Horse took off running. It turns. It's heading for that highway. It's heading for that busy road. And all I could think, you know, in my kid's mind, I wasn't thinking getting hurt. I thought the horse was going to get hurt. I was worried about the horse. Well, the horse
Mm-hmm.
turned. It went front of the house, so it didn't go out in the road. And about that time, I got my wits about me. I reached in, I finally get the reins, and I'm pulling back, and I'm talking to the horse, going, whoa, whoa, whoa. Turns out the horse won't even stop unless you're talking to it. My mother, of course, she freaked out, and I got in trouble.
Why did you get in trouble?
I don't know. I just did. So I got mad, and I sat in the car, refused to get out of the car. And some people came over with the horse, and they said, "You want to ride this one? It won't take off on you." I said, "No." I just sat there and talked until they decided to go home. But then I ran away from school one time in second grade on a dare
Mm-hmm.
from school.
I'm
Didn't
trying to
know
find that little cut.
didn't know any way home except the bus route. So that's the way I went. It didn't occur to me. I mean, the cops were called, search was called, the whole
Mm-hmm.
the whole bit. They figured I was lost. As far as I'm concerned, I wasn't lost. I knew exactly where I was going. And the cop had actually, I had to go over this bridge. A cop had actually come by, calling my name over the intercom or whatever.
Intercom.
And I stopped, turned to look. He must not have seen me. And I said, oh, well. And then when I got close to home, I go take the shortcut. And that's when I saw the man who raised me, Dad. And I went to make a U-turn because I guess I thought, well, I'll get home. They won't be home. They'll never know I left school. It didn't occur to me that the school would, A, they're going to call the cops. B, they're going to call out my parents. My mother was, I guess in her freakness, they took her over to grandma's. My dad saw me, he says, get in the car. So I got in the car, drove me over to the grandma's. I walked in, she hugged me first, and then started to spank me. And I thought, well, which is it? You happy to see me? Or what? So she kind of gave me two different messages, but they called the cops, said she's home. I mean, they had the cops looking out, child missing report. And then I got in trouble at school the next day. I did this on a dare. kids were teasing me, and so to shut them up, I told them if they kept teasing me and making fun of me, I was going to just leave school, run away from school. And I
Mm-hmm.
stopped them, and they go, "No, you won't."
Oh,
Yes, I will.
Karen, I'm doing very well. I just got on to the next area that I'm going to be working on.
Are you
So,
going to frame that?
what?
Are you going to frame it?
Actually, I'm going to make it into a. Hopefully, everything will work out the way I'm hoping. My husband's going to be making it into a coffee table.
You know what? I've tried that cutter you have. I've tried it before, and I end up cutting the freaking canvas. I
I'm
haven't
going
tried
very
shit.
lightly.
I was doing it very lightly.
I said I'm doing it very lightly for me because I know how hard I go too. Because one time I had a canvas that I got from the TSA, which really upset me because I really ruined it. Because I well, actually it wasn't a TSA canvas, it was another canvas. What is it called? Ever Moment canvas? Yeah, it was an Ever Moment canvas.
Oh, they're the best for. I'm sorry, I know they're double sided, but they are the best.
Actually, they're going to be becoming because they sent me a message on AliExpress. They're doing pour glue.
Say what? They're finally changing to pour glue.
Hmm.
I hope they're but they are the best, absolutely best for customs.
You up there, thank you.
I sent a picture to them one time, and they literally told me, "Says no, we can't do it. It'd be pixelated, even at the biggest size. There's no too many subject in the picture."
Let me check something on the bottom, making certain I didn't overcut it. Notice I'm going back and forth, just to make certain I'm not doing anything wrong.
So they say they're. You know what? I'm gonna have to order. I'm gonna contact them and ask them, and if they are, once I get up to Arkansas, I'll have to order a painting from them.
Karen, I'm doing very well. So I'm now switching to a different blade because the other blade is not strong enough for it.
Now, do you go to Every Moment Coming?
I have a few Ever Moments that I still haven't worked on yet.
No, I mean, you said they messaged you, so I was wondering.
Oh, I'm on AliExpress. A long time ago, I had a business called Indulgence Lifestyles, and I used to not order things, but I was supposed to be what you call a, what is it called? I can't think of it right now. Where you set your store and you bring in the AliExpress stuff in. Yeah, it's long story short, it didn't work. Well, anyways, I've been a member of AliExpress for a while, so I got a message from Evermoment, which really surprised me, and they go, "We are doing pour glue now. If you still want adhesive, you know." So, yeah, I was really surprised about that.
Oh, my leg's gone to sleep.
Just wish this would cut off.
What you
Not the
do?
whole thing, but I'm talking about this thing.
Hey, Queen,
Okay.
how's work? Hi, Jill. The girl's in
Hi,
the room.
hi, Cranes. How you doing, hon? I'm just right now working on trying to bring this thing down. Oh my word! I hate cutting onto this. Oh, because I don't want to ruin the canvas. Oh my word. This is not going down like the way I want it. Come on.
Be careful.
I am. I'm being careful. I'm watching what I'm doing.
Like I said, I tried it once and cut the canvas.
Well, I've done very well before. You know what? Off. Thank you. Did you do it? Yes. Good. I'm going to check underneath it right now just to make certain I didn't cut it. The canvas looks great. There's no cuts. Now, I do, per se, want to put something up there to tell me where the beginning is and where the ending is. You know what I mean.
Oh, guess what happened?
What?
I went back to eBay and I had messaged that seller that sold me those sick fish that killed all my fish in my tank.
Yeah.
And I says, I gave you a good review really too soon. I says, there was something wrong with your fish because when I put them in my tank, within 24 hours, 48 hours, my fish started dying. And I lost like all my fish in my tank, every last one of them, including the betta.
Allie has that 11 by 11 cell again this year. Who's Allie? Which Allie? There's a lot of Oh, you mean AliExpress?
Oh,
Yeah.
AliExpress has a sale going on.
Yeah, they are.
She didn't refund me the shipping costs, which if she was going to refund, she should have refunded me that too. But she did refund me the $20 I spent on the fish. Because I told her, I said, had I read your reviews, I'm not the only one this has happened to buying fish from you. So lesson learned, don't buy fish from AliExpress unless they got a 100% positive feedback. Like my guppies, the seller had 100% feedback. Not only did I get the fish that I bought, but he had actually put in a few more. When I asked him why, he says, but sometimes, despite how I ship them, how you ship, one or two may pass.
Yeah.
So if you're buying X amount of fish, I want to make sure X amount of fish arrive alive. So I always put in a few extra in case something happens during shipping. Well, none of them died. Even the little tiny one didn't die. When the others went to try to eat him, he'd fight back. They, they couldn't eat him. Yeah. I don't know if I'll do a take at my mother's house. Because let me tell you something. Having a tank is more work than owning a bird.
True. We've been checking on Kira lately. He's been a little bit aggressive lately because he expects to get fed at a certain time. If he doesn't get fed, then he goes after. But what's hilarious is both of them are chasing after each other now. It's not just Kira. Just says, "Oh, Kira's going after my fish again," and I'm like,
Oh, the other fish fights back?
Yeah, the other fish goes and bugs Kira. So it's like, no, I think it's mutual. I think it's mutual.
What other fish do you have in there?
I told you, a Corridora.
Yeah, you because bettas are usually don't get along with other
fish. He gets along with him. They usually leave each other alone, but when he's gotten his nice warm, tank now, it's like, I'm king of the world, so I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Now, you remember when I told you I had that one that was like red with yellow fins?
Yeah.
He wouldn't tolerate any fish. He'd go after any fish I tried to put in the tank. But put a snail in there, no problem. He had his snail buddy. They would sleep together, side by side with their bodies touching each other. But I couldn't put any fish in there. That one little baby betta, you saw him, he was like this.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't care about the other fish. He was fine. He didn't interact with any of them, but he didn't go after any of them. Of course, he was a baby. That could change when he got older. But I figured, well, if he grows up with them, he might leave them alone.
Yeah. Well, what happened was a Coradora. Okay, thank you, Karen. Yeah. The Coradora, when he's the thing is, the Coradora and Caracahel gets along really well normally, but
I'm gonna have to
when
look at them because I don't know what they look like.
Coradoras are like little teeny tiny catfishes. It's hard to explain. They're tiny.
Yeah, but how big do they grow?
They don't grow too big. They don't grow too big.
Well, some of those algae fish sure do. When I ordered
Yeah.
those, I didn't realize they get like 9, 10 inches in the tank.
Yeah, well, I haven't really touched the algae. I won't even touch algae right now because I found out that the algae grow too big. So, yeah, long story short. So
Well,
let's
yeah, I could have found homes for it because that's what I was going to do. I could have added Craigslist, and you wouldn't believe because I said free.
Mhm.
And the girl who said she'd take them all, well, she never got a hold of me Friday. I didn't hear to her yesterday, and I said, sorry, they all died. Apparently, they were sick. She goes, oh, I'm sorry. I says, well, it's bad enough it happened to me, but if I'd have found them a new home and they would have put them in their tank, they would have lost all fish.
Yeah.
And then
So
there's,
it is exactly almost 9 o'clock here. And we were enjoying our talk, weren't we?
yeah. Remember that time when we talked for 4 hours?
Oh yeah.
That's when they all started popping in. That time.
Mhm.
So do you think it's time to end this live?
Yeah, because I have to switch to my whip and chat.
Yeah. Okay, folks. Thank you for coming. After this video is over, come back. Well, what's going to be our question?
Well, last night I asked a question of which one is their favorite beverage? Like, do they like tea? Do they like coffee? Or do they like soda?
Okay. Have we done how they discovered diamond painting?
I think we have. We could ask what their favorite chips is.
The the
Potato
what?
chips.
Okay.
If they like potato chips or if they like popcorn. I think that would be a good question.
Yeah, and if they don't like chips at all, it's okay to say I don't like chips at all. It still
Yeah,
counts. So
but
that is
please,
going to be the question.
yep.
What
What
kind
is
of
your? Sorry.
chip that you like? Popcorn, barbecue, whatever. Put it down in the comments because at the end there is a $50 gift certificate to TSA donated by Rachel herself, and I'm
Mhm.
donating a craftably painting.
Yep.
Unfortunately, there's going to be a little bit of an issue there because that diamond painting from Craftably, you have to be in the USA because they're wanting like $133 for me to send it outside the states.
Yeah, I'm switching, baby.
I just found
Okay.
it out.
Well, on my end, shalom and many blessings. I'll see you on my channel, which I am doing a whip and chat with my husband. And guess who's going to do a lot of talking? My husband. So, shalom, and we will talk on next week.
Yeah. And God bless, and we'll see you all later. Bye bye.
Many blessings. Bye. Okay.
I can figure out how to end this.